How is it going, everybody? My name is Honey, and this is WWE Shows Views 5 coming at you with another podcast, number 7 of the You're Welcome podcast. I'm your host, Honey Malhotra, as I said at the start, and I just want to say that my guest today for episode 7 is none other than Andre Corbeil. He is a legend. He's one of my favorite YouTubers at the moment, and I just want to say, go over to my channel, WWE Shows Views 5, and go subscribe and hit the like button on my Facebook page. And yeah, so welcome, Andre.
Hey, thanks a lot. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad to be a part of this broadcast. How you doing down there? Down under.
I'm fine. How are you guys doing in Canada?
Well, there's no snow. The month of the year that does not snow. We're enjoying that time right now, so pretty good weather, my man. Pretty good weather.
Awesome. So, we'll talk about, we're going to have some questions for you. And,
sure.
And we'll have touch base on some discussions if we get some time. So, yeah.
You bet.
Cool. So, the first question I have is, how'd you come into YouTube? Like, what made you want to make a YouTube channel?
It's kind of funny because no matter what situation my channel's in, no matter how many subscribers I'm gaining, bottom line, I'm just a wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan ever since I was a child. My grandfather owned a big giant ranch outside of town, and when satellite dishes first came out, we'd go out and we'd watch every WWF pay-per-view, and it embedded it within me. I lived in Calgary and Edmonton, Alberta, which was Stu Hart's territory, so I got to see all of those wrestlers that trained in the dungeon, growing up and coming up to their rise in the WWF and to stardom and legendary status. So living in two areas of the country, I also got to watch IWF, which is where Andre the Giant came from, the Rougeau brothers, Rick Martel, the Road Warriors, all sorts of superstars. So I was lucky. I was in the right areas, and wrestling became passionate to me. I never really thought I'd end up doing videos or would be a natural for it or as comfortable on the camera as I am. But I originally started watching YouTube channels like the Off the Rope Show was one of them. Full Killer 99 was another one. OneWrestling.com with Bill Apter and Big Ray's show. They caught my attention. Another guy, Brian Crazy, over there at Fight Nation. And I used to be a fan of a guy named CM Pulse. Those were the guys that originally introduced me to viewing YWC or IWC content, and I never really thought I'd get into it until Spike TV was dropped on DirecTV's cable list when they were warring with Viacom. So I said, the heck with it one day, and I made an angry video disputing the Viacom war that was going on, and I got like 2,000 views. So it gave me the initial confidence to be comfortable in front of the camera and to just be myself, because I was myself in that inaugural video. And anybody that tunes into my channel, you see what you get. I'm very real. You can also visit me on Wrestling News Talk Facebook fan page. Join us there. My Twitter tags, Andre_Corbeil. Those are my social media networks. And like I said, I'm real. What you see was what you get. And that's also the name of my YouTube channel, Andre Corbeil. So, yeah, that's how I got started into it. I was angry that it got cut off of all of that cable system. I'm a big TNA fan, and I'm all for TNA's progressional growth. And I thought that was a big blow to their growth. So I stood up and decided to make a video, and it's been clear sailing ever since. So I've always stayed true and stayed rested on my laurels and been honest with people and straight up, a straight shooter. That's what I do, and I think that's why the channel's become the success it's become. And I can only say to anybody that's growing a channel, just be yourself, stay dedicated. If you have a passion for wrestling, a love for something, no matter what it is regarding your channel, no matter what topic you base your channel on, as long as you're passionate, just believe in yourself, and you don't bullshit people. Pardon the swearing, but yeah, that's what it takes to be successful, and dedication and heart. If you got those tools, there's nothing stopping you.
Cool.
And I have to say to up-and-coming YouTube channels that are either nervous to bring forth their channel and get in front of the camera, actually pretty easy once you start believing and once you're comfortable with yourself. So sorry for the rambling on. You're the FC.
What, Critty? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Was I rambling too long there?
No, that's alright.
You can chop this up from here, eh?
Yeah. The second question I have is, what young stars are coming into TNA that you're really liking? So, you know, for me, it's probably like the Jay Bradleys, the Kenny Kings, you know, the, what's his name, the Chris Sabins, stuff like that. Even though they've been there for a long time, like, still rising up in that ladder, you know?
Yeah. Well, what really garnered my attention in the beginning pertaining to or relating to TNA was back in the heydays in 2002. It was their X division that caught my eye in the first place, and I really love that fast-paced, high-flying, over-the-edge, crazy, insane style of wrestling. I also like the other divisions, but there's just something I'm really passionate about when it comes to the smaller guys, the innovative moves that they pull off. And to answer your question, do you want me to pick one, or do you want me to give you a couple?
Three.
Oh yeah, put me on the spot, eh, my brother? I really like Suicide right now. He's come in for all of those. Am I allowed to say a spoiler on the channel?
Yep.
Okay, to those of you down in Australia and around the world that aren't aware of who Suicide is, it's none other than former ROH superstar TJ Perkins. And I really like what he's doing. He really fits the character. He fits the mold of the Suicide character. And, he plays the movements really well. I'm really liking what he does. Kenny King, over the last couple months, when TNA first gave him the title, he wasn't rolling with it that good. It seemed like he was struggling to find himself. But it seems like he's at that point now where he's the smart, calculated, cold wrestler that's not working really hard, picking his spots, being devious, a thinking man's wrestler, so to speak.
Yeah.
So he's relishing that role, and ever since he started getting comfortable with that role, I'd have to put Kenny King in that bracket for my number 2, and I'm from Canada, so I'll just throw Petey Williams in there because I mark out anytime I see a good Canadian destroyer, and with this 3-man system, after the next little loop, I see Petey Williams coming back in the 3-way loop, so I hope he factors into there. So I'd have to say Suicide, a.k.a. TJ Perkins, Kenny King, the former X Division champion, and former 3-time X Division champion, Canadian destroyer Petey Williams. So that's my answer, bud.
Thanks. Cool. The third question I have today is, what tag teams are really impressing you in TNA? Like, there are many tag teams in TNA, but some that are really impressing you at the moment.
Currently?
Yep.
Yeah, currently would be the better, my favorite tag team currently in TNA is Bobby Roode and Austin Aries, the Dirty Heels, only because, let's face it, these guys are world championship caliber. They're not tag team championship caliber. So them being in the tag team division only adds credibility and basically solidifies the division that much more. I don't know how much longer they're going to be a tag team because, let's face it, I'm sure you agree with this, and all you wrestling fans out there probably agree with this too. They need to be in the title picture fighting for that title. So I think that's coming soon. So that would be my number 1 choice. A very, very close second would be Bad Influence, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian. If you want to factor in mic skills, entertainment value, in-ring prowess, and skill movesets, they're probably the best tag team in the world. Bad Influence. I don't think there's anything that they do that I don't find extremely entertaining, and they're good at it all. So they would be my number 2. I feel really bad for Chavo and Hernandez. That Hornswoggle thing really killed Chavo's career. I'm not saying Chavo's awesome, but let's face facts. He's a great in-ring worker, and I just don't see the fans ever grasping him, accepting him, and cheering for him because of what they did with him regarding Hornswoggle. So, pardon the explicitness here, but this is going out to Hornswoggle wrestling fans. This is how I feel. So yeah, they wouldn't be my number three. I'd have to say Gunner and Storm haven't been together long enough. I'd have to say Samoa Joe and Magnus. They just have that continuity. They know how to mesh well together. They know how to double team well together. And I really like what they're doing when TNA puts them together. And they split them apart, so they're kind of an off and on tag team. But anytime they're together in the tag team division or together as a tag team, I'm thoroughly entertained. So those are my three answers, brother.
Thanks. Also, do you see any of the members of the Ace and the Eights becoming tag team, like a tag team? So, like, you know, maybe like Nux and Doc and Garrett and Wes?
Exactly. Those would be the two teams, and who knows what happens after Bound for Glory. I don't want to look that far into the future. Yeah. But, when I think of the Aces and Eights, the two tag teams that naturally come to mind are Wes and Garrett. But even more so, I think Doc and Nux, with their size and whatever, it kind of reminds me of the old Harris brothers, the Harris twins, way back in the TNA days, in the WCW days, and the WWF days, when they were DOA, part of the biker gang and all that stuff. But, they're two really, really big men. I feel Nux is really being underutilized. Doc, sort of. They could be using him better, but they could be doing a worse job with him. I think for a man his size, he's very agile, and he doesn't get enough credit from wrestling fans. A lot of people shit all over Doc, and I think he deserves a little bit of credit, a little bit of slack, a little bit of room to breathe from fans that are critical of him.
Okay.
But Nux, something needs to be done, and I think putting him in a tag team with Doc would only strengthen the tag team division. Wes and Garrett, I don't know. They're up in the air. I do see improvements within Garrett Bischoff. His mic skills are improving. He's starting to come into his own as a character, but I just don't see the fans ever fully accepting him because of who he is. Daddy's boy, and the hardcore wrestling fans will always hold that over his head, just like the wrestling fans will always hold Hornswoggle over Chavo Guerrero's head. So it's unfortunate, but I do see improvements in Garrett Bischoff, and I don't mind what Wes Briscoe does in the ring, but it's awful when a mic is in his hand. So I don't know. Maybe a tag team with a manager doing the talking for them would be the best way to go if they were to implement Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff in a tag team. But those are just Andre Corbeil's thoughts. I don't expect everybody to agree. We're all in this for one thing, wrestling, and you got to respect each and everybody else's opinion. You want to sit there and argue and say this sucks, that sucks, that sucks. It's easy to say something sucks, but it's hard to defend something that you think is good. So people can either be negative or they can be positive, and that's just my opinion. So I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but hey, that's what makes opinion such a great thing. You know, they can be changed.
Yeah. Cool. Also, another question I have is, what would you say is going on with Hulk Hogan and Bully Ray at the moment? Like, at the end of Impact last week, we saw, I'm not sure if you saw this, many people might have not as well, but when Mr. Hulk Hogan had the hammer in his hand, and he kind of tapped Bully just to be like, oh, I'm coming, mate, just wait, I'm coming. And then he was just about to hit him, and then someone came. Who was that, Andre?
Little brookie. It's called a cliffhanger, people. TNA left you with a cliffhanger. Now, this is teasing the Brooke turn more than ever. If you've been a regular subscriber or tuning in on my channel for quite some time, I've been saying for a long time that she never fell out of love with Bully, and she's going to turn against her father always in your shadow. Do you know how hard it was being a Hogan, always being second fiddle to my great dad, Hulk Hogan? So I see a heel coming, and I think the people that don't like what Brooke Hogan does on the mic, character-wise, I think adding a little patch and a nice tight leather skirt and a little bit of edge will totally improve her screen presence, and maybe those people that are critical of her sing a different tune. So I see a heel turn coming. She obviously loves Bully. She's been avoiding everybody that's been asking her if she still loves him. Her father, who else asked? Taryn Terrell asked. So, again, these are long-term storylines, and TNA is doing a great job having everybody guess, showing in little teases and hints here, and it's very, very compelling television. So, yeah, people that haven't given TNA Wrestling a chance or tuned in for quite a while, come on down and tune in. It's really worth it.
I totally agree with what you're saying, Andre. I'm a big TNA fan ever since I've got him out of a different company. I don't want to mention it, as we don't mention it either, but ever since that, TNA's been... I've always loved TNA. It's great. And, great job, TNA. Kudos for that last segment last week. That was great.
Yeah. Well, you definitely have a wrestling mind beyond your years. I will give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that. Yeah.
Cool. My second question I have...
Knowledgeable for a young cat.
My second question I have is, what would you say is going on with Devon and Abyss and Joseph Park and Nux and all this stuff that's going on at the moment?
Okay, well, anybody that tuned in to last week's episode, you saw that Abyss basically, was it last week's episode or was it on the pay-per-view? Yeah, it was last week's episode. It was kind of like a Batman kind of segment where Abyss attacked Devon and Nux from like the shadows, and then you seen the television title slide across the concrete. Abyss walks over, picks it up, stands over a beat down Devon, and he goes, "I'm taking this title into the Abyss." Does that mean that they're killing the television title? That's what I got out of this. The Abyss means the deep, the dark and the deep. So does that mean that they're killing the television title? Or am I reading too much into this right now? So comment in the comment section and let us both know what you think in that regard.
Yeah, cool.
Could have done that off camera, man. Could have done that off camera, man. My host is sick.
The next question I have is, what were your thoughts on Taryn Terrell, Gail Kim, that match like that at Slammiversary, and what's going on with the Knockouts division at the moment?
Well, I think that match was worthy of best women's match of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think that will be equaled or topped. Who knows? Maybe there'll be something at Bound for Glory that tops it, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Gail Kim, I think, is definitely, arguably, uncontested, the best in-ring female performer in the world. Now, there's other female wrestlers that are great, phenomenal talents, technical talents, but nobody holds a frickin' candle to Gail Kim. This woman can build stars, and she proved it. Hey, Taryn Terrell, a lot of people were not buying into her as a wrestler. They were just seeing her as eye candy, not expecting much from her. But the performance that her and Gail made at that Slammiversary match, that last knockout standing, was epic. Taryn Terrell made a lot of new fans, and let's not kid ourselves. She made a lot of new fans because Gail Kim made her look that much more better than she is. So Gail Kim's the best female wrestler in the world. No matter who she's in the ring with, they're going to look good.
I agree.
And she's Canadian, too.
Long live Canada.
Yeah, hey, maple syrup and lumberjacks, dude.
So my second question of that was, what do you think of the Knockouts division? Like, what's happening with it at the moment? What do you think Brooke Hogan's going to take it? Where is she going to do? What's she going to do?
Which division? I missed that.
The Knockouts division.
Well, Dixie Carter said in the shoot interview earlier in the year that they were going to put more emphasis on the X division this year and a little bit of retooling and revamping of the Knockouts division before the end of 2013. So that's where they're going with that, wrestling fans. When and where is another story, but excuse me, coming out of the mouth of Dixie Carter, you can pretty much bank on it. So that's what she said in an interview. Sorry, I got the hiccups here. Anyway.
My next question.
Yeah. A small retooling of the Knockouts division, and as you can tell, they're starting to bring back more and more X Division stars. And I think they're probably gonna drop this three-way format pretty soon.
Right. Speaking of the X Division, I'm not sure if you remember, but a couple of months or weeks ago, they started that X Division cam, that camera that the referee had on his head. What do you think about that?
Yeah, the cam.
I was just wondering because they never put it on after a couple of weeks because I think not many people liked it, so I just wanted your opinion on it.
I like the idea. A lot of people think that it's an innovative idea, and it kind of is in a sense, but it was actually tried by WCW a long time ago, long time ago. In regards in relation to the helmet cam in the X Division matches worn by the referee, I think it's a great idea. But it seems like the definition of the particular camera that they use is very cloudy, very unprofessional, and I just don't like how it looks.
Yep.
I'm not against the idea. Maybe if they implement a different kind of camera, a more high-def camera, because when the ref goes down for the counts and everything like that, it's actually a neat view. It's a different take. It's fresh. So I'm not against it, but TNA needs to implement better cameras for that helmet cam. That's my thoughts on that, bud.
Cool. Alright, the last question I have is, what are your thoughts on the commentary? This is probably, I'm not sure if not many people know, but Todd Kennelly got released by TNA a couple of weeks ago, and what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I've made 2 videos ever since that happened, speaking out against it. I'm trying to get the ball rolling. Everybody out there that has a Twitter account, please send Dixie Carter at TNA Dixie on Twitter and say, we want Todd Kennelly back. This guy's young. He knows all the moves. He doesn't forget all of the move names like Kaz does. And he sounds exciting. On the mic, he wants to be there. He sounds passionate, and he brings passion to the broadcast. So I think it's a big mistake. So everybody, only take a minute of your time. TNA Dixie at TNA Dixie on Twitter. Say, hey, bring back Todd Kennelly. I actually made the first video, and Todd himself viewed it, liked it, and retweeted it on his Twitter. So I thought that was pretty cool. And if you're on this channel tuning in and you don't know who I am, hit me up on YouTube, Andre Corbeil. Click the subscribe button. Anybody from my channel tuning in on this broadcast, you see below in this video, click that subscribe button to the man that's bringing you this video today. He's a passionate wrestling fan, and I'm glad to do this video with him. It's no sweat, brother.
Thanks.
So yeah, I think it's terrible that they let him go. And you can hit me up on Facebook at the Wrestling News Talk and get on board. And let's get this ball rolling and get Todd Kennelly his job back. It's known that if the fans speak out enough, Dixie does listen.
Yep, one fan at a time.
One fan at a time, yeah. Straight out of the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, check out your video there, your 2 videos. I'm waiting for the other one. Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, former 5-time NWA champion, going down against your guys', I think it's your guys' John Cena. What is Daniel Swagger?
Yep.
I don't know what to think of him, bro. I honestly don't know. It was great seeing Scrap Iron give him those deadly pile drivers.
Yeah, that one power driver, that was sick. It was sold amazingly, and it just went bang. It was great. And many finger full leg locks, which was weird to see, but he applied a crossface, I remember, as well. And he's got this next spot in the match part 3 coming soon is just mind-blowing. I'm not going to reveal anything, but, oh God, it is an amazing spot.
What was with the Shawn Michaels super kick that Swagger was doing in the corner there? I was just like, no, dude.
Don't know.
Come on.
But, yeah, the next spot in that match, part 3, you saw Adam Pearce get a ladder out. What he does with that ladder...
Don't tell me. You haven't uploaded it yet.
I know, I won't. But
don't tell me, and don't tell your subscribers, because you want them to tune in. So don't give them the carrot at the end of the trail.
Yeah, but
give them the carrot at the end of the trail. Don't give it to them at the beginning of the trail.
Yeah, but it's an amazing spot. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, where he sets up the ladder or whatever.
Oh, not revealing anything. Not really.
That little 4-foot ladder.
Wait.
I'm just fucking. I will say that it actually didn't look like a badly run little wrestling organization, little independent. Is it associated with NWA?
No, nothing.
Lion NWA talents? Or are they their own entity?
They're their own entity.
Well, the crowd seemed all right, pretty decent sized crowd.
Yeah.
I like the stage set up with the bricks and the logo in the middle.
Yeah.
They need some new curtains.
Yeah.
But the ring looked like it was a decent quality ring.
Yeah.
The crowd seemed pretty passionate.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's all right. You can go.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I had it was good seats where I was sitting, but some of the kids wouldn't shut up because they had, they were big fans of Daniel Swagger. They were, so yeah.
That one little kid is like, oh my God.
And he was right next to me, which was so annoying. There was also. there was also another funny moment where one of my mates came up to me this was the start of the match when it got really it was just starting the match. He was like, this match is so boring, I just want someone like Kevin Steen to come out and package power driver both of them.
I don't know, I thought the match was alright, it was a decent pace.
Yeah, there's still more to come. Yeah, it's a 60-minute Iron Man match.
I laughed my ass off when Adam Pearce got the chest slapped from that little 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Swagger brought him over to the corner and he tells him this little kid, he's like,
yeah,
slap him, and this little kid goes on his chest, and Pearce is like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a good, entertaining little indie promotion.
Yeah, it's great. PCW is awesome.
I subscribed to their channel, by the way.
Did you?
Because of you, so you gain them a subscriber.
Cool. We'll discuss that.
He does a good job, and I think he didn't deserve to lose his job. So I'm standing up. So those are my comments, buddy. Again, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. You've been awesome.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the compliments and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to tune in to what you do.
Yeah.
And everybody tune in to what I do. And all of my guys, tune in, subscribe to this video.
Yeah.
Or like this video and subscribe to the channel below.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, peace, and always thanks for all your support, everything that you do for us passionate wrestling fans. And we're all in this for one thing.
One thing? Wrestling, baby. Peace.
So that's episode 7 of the You're Welcome podcast, guys, with Andre Corbeil. Sorry if it was a very long interview, but Andre is a passionate wrestling fan, and he talks like he's known wrestling for a long time. I think he's known it for 30 odd years. So thanks for watching and listening to this You're Welcome podcast. Peace out, and see you guys for episode 8.